Okay, so if you joined me last Thursday, we focused on upper back and neck. Today, we're going down the spine, working through the lower back and the hips. So today's going to be a slower practice. We're going to stay low to the ground and doing a lot of seat work. So if your hips feel a little bit tender, you can sit on a pillow or some kind of cushion. And we'll start today with a mudra and a little guided meditation. Just beginning to be grounded and settled and bringing awareness to the spine. If you're feeling any pain or tension sitting with your spine straight, you're welcome to lie down and do the mudra that way. So today we're going to focus on the gesture of the backbone, and this is for back pain and general health of the spine. And it is Anudandi Mudra. So we're going to take our hands, bring our thumbs in, and then making a fist, turning our palms toward us and extending the pinky fingers to touch. You can set this just below the navel and almost rest the hands on the legs, or if you're lying down on the stomach. Begin to focus on your breath. You may close the eyes, keep a soft gaze. Again, if you're sitting, you're focusing on a straight spine, shoulders above pelvis, crown of the head reaching towards the sky, feeling the grounding sensation through the tailbone. And if you're lying down, feeling the sensation of the release in your low back, perhaps you keep your knees up if you're lying down. Beginning to take several deep breaths, sending that energy into the low back, to the spine, using the breath to nourish. So tuning to all the feelings and sensations from your low back and spine. Sense your breath as a wave of relaxation and ease that flows freely throughout the entire back of your body. With each inhalation, imagine this wave rises up from the low back to the top of your neck. And with each exhaling breath, the gentle wave descends and releases all tension. Noticing sensations of the inhalation and the exhalation, bringing you greater lightness and ease to the back of your body. Begin directing your wave of breath into your low back. And with each inhalation this time, an area is bathed with relaxing energy. And each exhalation, all tightness and discomfort are naturally released. Taking in all the sensations and nourishment of sending the breath into your low back. Now sense this wave of breath move to your mid-back. With each inhalation, sense your lower ribs expanding gently. And as you exhale, allow softness and ease to bathe your entire middle region. Taking a few breaths here, expanding the ribs and releasing. Now with each inhalation, working up the back, sense the space being created between the shoulder blades. And with each exhalation, allowing them to release down towards the body. Shoulders away from ears. Our next wave of breath flows all the way up to our necks, lengthening your cervical spine, And with each exhaling breath, allowing this area to completely relax. Taking some time to sense this wave of breath flowing smoothly and freely up and down the spine, to the low back, to the neck. And just taking notice and awareness here. May slowly release this gesture whenever you're ready, taking several breaths. Sense the comfort throughout your back. You may return slowly and gently, continuing to breathe and keeping this awareness towards the spine, the low back, and we'll work on the hips today. So we'll come seated onto our mats if you're not already. We'll start with our knees up like this. So from here, you can put your palms behind you in any direction that's comfortable. And we're going to take the soles of our feet to the outside edges of our mats. And we're just going to dip each knee in towards the middle, like a windshield wiper motion. Allowing the hips to open, getting some release of the low back. Continuing the flow and the wave of that breath. And bringing knees back to center, still with your knees up. We'll come off of the hands. And this time we're going to fold over our knees. So perhaps the hands come forward, or you can tuck them underneath of our thighs. But here, focusing on tucking the chin in towards the chest to really release the muscles of the upper neck and spine. And just hang here. Coming back up very slowly. We'll stay in this position, again, using our hands behind us for support. We're going to flex the feet this time. So toes pointing up towards the sky. You're welcome to stay here, or if you want to add a little bit of heat and warming up through the core, you're welcome to lift the legs, coming into a supported boat pose or full boat pose. And keep the knees bent, flexing through the toes. Breathing through and slowly release. We'll come into an easy pose, so crossing the legs in front of us. From here, folding through the hips, hinging forward, flat back into our forward fold this way. Arms may come out to extend and support as you draw the chest closer to the floor. With each inhalation, noticing the expansion of the ribs in the back body. Slowly using the fingertips, walking yourself back up. We'll go into half lotus. So bringing your right ankle up to the left knee. If there is a big gap here, you're welcome to put a cushion here or a block. Flexing through both feet to protect the knee. You're welcome to stay seated up straight with the spine, crown of the head reaching towards the sky. Or to get a little bit deeper, you can walk the hands forward into a fold. Breathing through any tightness or sensations in this hip area. Should feel like a little stretch here, but nothing painful. There's a little bit of pain or pinching, slowly walk your way out of it. And slowly walking the hands back up if they were in a fold. Extend the right leg. And we're going to fold over this right leg. So right toes pointed up towards the sky, folding over, reaching for the toes. Working our hamstrings. And coming back into our lotus on the other side. So this time, our left leg or left ankle goes over on the right knee. Flexing through the left toes, protecting that left knee. We're welcome to stay up straight spine, or slowly hinge and walk forward into a fold, creating a deeper sensation through that left hip. If you're in a fold, slowly walking the fingertips back up to straight spine, using the hands to help out and extend the left leg out in front of you, keeping the right knee bent. From here, flexing again through the left toes and hinging from the hips again, folding over that left leg. We'll keep our left leg extended, but we're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest, and we'll give it a little squeeze, a little hug here. Thinking about keeping a straight spine, shoulders stacked over pelvis. From here, coming into a twist on the right side. So grabbing the right knee with your left hand, taking the gaze over that back right shoulder and using your right hand behind you as a kickstand. Inhaling to straighten the spine and exhaling to twist. Coming slowly out from the twist. Right knee may fall back towards the floor. We're going to fold over this left leg, but we're going to add a side bend to it. So instead of folding squarely over the left leg, we're going to take it to the side, dropping left forearm on the inside of that left leg, twisting chest up towards the sky, and perhaps the right arm extends overhead, reaching for that left foot. If your arm is extended overhead, gently sweeping it down towards the mat, coming back up, straight spine, taking the soles of our feet in front of us into butterfly. We're going to create some space here. So instead of the heels being close to the body, we're going to push the toes a little bit away from us so we have a little bit more room here. You're welcome to stay here with a straight spine or hinging from the hips, folding forward. Grab a hold of the toes. Perhaps you come into a turtle, lifting or sliding the hands underneath the calves, palms facing up. Allowing the body to settle, the mind to settle. One more deep breath here, and as you exhale, slowly coming out of this position, and we'll extend now the right leg in front of us. We'll bend into this left knee, squeezing the left knee in towards the chest. Keeping this straight spine, we'll move into our twist, grabbing hold of the outside of the left knee with our right hand, gazing over the left shoulder and using the left hand behind us as a kickstand for support. With every inhale, focusing on straightening through the spine, and every exhale, seeing if you could twist a little bit deeper. Slowly taking the gaze back in front of you. Keeping the right leg extended in front of us, you may drop the left knee. Taking into a side body stretch here. So again, instead of squarely folding over this right leg, we're going to take it to the side, dropping our right forearm on the inside of that right leg. Flexing through the right toes and taking the left arm up overhead and reaching for those right toes. Focusing here on drawing the chest up towards the sky. And slowly bring the left arm back down towards the side, coming into our butterfly once more. Keeping the soles of our feet together and maybe push a little bit farther away from our body. Hinging from the hips, coming back into a fold. Your hands are on your feet. Perhaps you give yourself a little foot massage, working out all the muscles in the toes, the balls of the feet. And if you're folded over, come back up straight spine. We'll take another little side bend here. So planting the left arm down towards the mat, sweeping right arm up overhead towards the left side. Good, sweeping right arm down, planting the right hand, lifting left arm up overhead and extending towards the right side. Good, gently bringing the left arm back down, we'll find ourselves into a tabletop position. Shoulders stacking over our wrists, hips stacking over our knees. Pushing evenly into the hands. The face of the elbows shining forward. Tailbone reaching towards the back of our mat, crown of the head reaching forward. Pushing up from the ground. Keeping a small bend in the elbows. We don't want to hyperextend. From here, flowing through our cat and cow, again, warming up through the spine. So dropping the navel, lifting the tailbone and our gaze coming into cow. And as you exhale, rounding through the shoulders, tucking the tailbone and the chin for cat. Follow these movements using your own breath, flowing between cow and cat. With your last exhale, leaning back into our neutral tabletop. We're going to take the knees out wide, tuck the toes come behind us to touch. Sitting the seat back towards the heels, extending the hands forward, wide-legged child's pose. Really focusing on pushing through the hands, allowing the seat to drop closer to the heels. Feeling the sensations opened up in the hips. The gaze comes to look forward, pushing up through our hands, and we'll meet in downward facing dog, curling the back toes, lifting the tailbone up towards the sky, ears along with biceps, and slowly coming up on the toes, walking out our dog.
And looking up between the hands, gently make your way, tiptoeing towards the top of our mat, meeting in a forward fold. Focusing here on a release in the cervical spine or your neck. So tucking the chin towards the chest, shaking your head yes, shaking your head no, releasing all the tension in the upper spine. Perhaps hands come to opposite elbows. Feeling the release of the upper back. Good. Inhale, halfway rise, straight spine, and exhale, forward fold. We'll plant both hands, stepping the right leg back, dropping the knee into our low lunge. Left knee stacked over the left ankle. Breathing into the hip flexors of that right hip. Hands may stay on the mat or fingertips. Then placing the right hand on the inside of that left foot, twisting up, bringing the left arm up towards the sky, stacking shoulders. Being mindful that the left knee is still facing forward. Twisting from our navel. Good, sweeping the left arm back down. Curling the back toes, meeting into downward facing dog. And walking forward, meeting back into our forward fold. Hanging here. Inhale to halfway lift. Straight spine, and exhale, forward fold. This time, planting the right sole of the foot on the mat, stepping the left foot back, dropping the left knee, low lunge. Right knee stacked over right ankle. Hands come to frame that right foot. And using your breath, descend to the left hip. And planting the left hand on the inside of that right foot, twisting from our navel, reaching the right arm up towards the sky, stacking shoulders. Easy twist. And placing that right arm back down towards the earth. This time stepping the left leg up to meet the right, forward fold. Then from here, we're going to come down. Our heels are going to come in, toes facing out. Keeping our hands on towards the mat, we're just going to drop the seat behind us, almost into a frog pose here. So you're welcome to stay here, fingers on the mat. Seeing if you can lift the heels coming up onto your toes. And here I'm using my elbows to keep my knees a little bit more open. But drop the heels, push the legs up, coming back into a forward fold or a wide-legged forward fold. The feet towards the edges of our mat. Good, and we'll drop it back down again. So heels in, toes facing out. This time finding our Malasana, if that is in your practice. Otherwise, coming back onto the fingertips into frog pose. So Malasana, we're sending the tailbone down towards the earth, straight spine, and hands may come to heart center in a prayer position. Right, putting the hands back down in front of us, slowly coming into our hands and knees, working slowly, and we'll find ourselves in child's pose, but the pebble or a rock. So arms come behind us, knees come together, feet come together, forehead rests upon the mat or a cushion, palms face up behind us. Allowing the shoulders to drop. Releasing all tension from the spine, allowing the hips to settle. Walking the hands back up in front of us. We're going to find ourselves back into an easy seat. So crossing the legs out in front of us. Breathing arms up overhead, big inhale and exhale again, hinge forward from the hips into another seated forward fold. Seeing if you can extend and fold a little bit deeper. And walking the fingertips back up, coming into a straight spine. From here, we'll take deer pose. So for this, we're gonna take the right knee and kick the right foot behind us. So our right leg is kind of in a 90-degree angle. And we can keep our left leg extended or bent in front of us. From here, we're going to walk the hands back, not just straight behind us, but almost at a diagonal. And for this, we should really feel it. It's the internal hip rotation. So right on this right hip. See if you can drop that right hip down closer towards the ground. And it might be just a very minimal movement here. Walking the hands back up, coming out of this very slowly. Not often do we stretch our internal hips. So using the hands, guiding the right leg back, and perhaps extend both legs straight and just give it a little wiggle. Bouncing the legs, bouncing the knees. Okay, finding deer pose on the left side. So bending this right leg in front of us as if we're in the easy seat. And this time extending our left leg behind us, keeping that foot flexed. My left knee and left ankle are in line, and I'm at a 90-degree angle here. You're welcome to stay up if you already feel the stretch in the left hip. But for a deeper sensation, walking the hands back a little bit diagonally away from that hip and seeing if you can drop that left hip a little bit closer towards the mat. Sending your breath to the inside of that hip, easing any sensations here, allowing it to release more tension. Slowly walking the hands forward if they're behind you. And again, gently lifting up that left leg, extend it in front of you, and just shake out and wiggle through the legs. We'll stay seated here, knees in front of us. We'll find our figure four. So bringing the right ankle over that left foot. You can draw the left foot a little bit closer to you. Hands come behind as a support and pushing that right knee open. If there's any sensitivity here with the seated, you're also welcome to lie down and take figure four lying down. And perhaps clasp the left leg, bringing it and drawing it closer to you. Good, drop the right foot, this time stacking left ankle over the right knee, figure four on left side. Again, you can do the seated or lying down. If you're lying down, draw that right leg up and straight and grabbing a hold of the back thigh. Good, let's drop both feet towards the mat. And if you're not laying down already, go ahead and work your way into lying on the back, knees facing up towards the sky. We'll add some heat to the low back. So pressing our palms into the mat, we're going to push up from our pelvic floor into a small bridge here. So tucking the tailbone in, lifting up through the hips, squeezing the buttocks, and gently release back towards the mat. Let's take this 2 more times. So gently floating the pelvic floor up, tucking the tailbone into our bridge. Inner thighs squeezing together. And gently release back down towards the mat. Let's take that 1 more time. Squeezing the hips and the glutes up towards the sky. Pressing evenly into the soles of our feet. And gently release. Walk the soles of the feet on the outsides of our mat again. And from here, we'll do a laying windshield wiper motion, just as we did at the beginning of class, allowing knees to drop to one side, coming up through center and dropping through the opposite side. Windshield wiper motion. This is really good for the low back. Here, bringing knees up, drawing both knees into the chest, grabbing a hold of wrists or the shins, and gently rocking side to side. Good. Keep a hold of that right knee in towards the chest. Extend the left leg in front of you. Squeezing that right knee in towards the chest. And then gently guide the right knee across the left side body, finding our way into a lying twist. Focusing on the outside of the hip here. Maybe your right arm comes out parallel to the shoulder. Can extend the arm or find the right arm into a cactus pose. Using the left hand to gently guide that right knee down closer towards the earth. So it's okay if that right shoulder comes up a little bit. Good. Breathe deeply, sending that breath in towards our hips. And exhale, lifting the knee back up through center, giving it one squeeze in towards the chest. Before we drop it down, we'll take half happy baby. So grabbing a hold of the outside of that right foot, drawing the knee in towards the chest, sole of the right foot shining up towards the sky. And release, extending the right foot out, or the right leg out. On your next inhale, drawing the left knee in towards our chest, giving it a gentle squeeze. And we'll gently guide this left knee across the right body, using our right hands to guide that left knee. Keeping chest shining up towards the sky. You can extend the left arm parallel to the shoulder. Keeping that left arm straight or finding a cactus or a goalpost arm. Again, bringing awareness to the sensation of the outside of that left hip. Sending our breath to release any areas of tension in the hip. And guiding that left knee back up towards the chest, Again, finding half happy baby here, grabbing a hold of the outside of the left foot with your left hand, giving it a squeeze. The sole of the left foot shining up towards the sky, knee drops down towards the mat. And release the foot here, re-extend, bring the arms up behind you, taking a big full body stretch here, extending the toes to the back of the mat, fingers and hands reach towards the front, and coming back together, squeezing the knees back in towards the chest, giving yourself another rock back and forth. You are welcome to stay here with knees into chest. Otherwise, we will take full happy baby. So grabbing a hold of the outside of both feet, drawing the knees on the outsides of our mat. For full happy baby, bring awareness to the low back and imagine pressing that tailbone into the mat. So this will feel like a subtle shift. Good, and release. Bringing into a full body stretch once more. Good. If there's any more movements or poses that your body is needing, please feel free to listen to your body and move and stretch in ways that feel good. If your body is feeling settled right now, you can find your way into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Feet drop out wide, relaxing the shoulders into the mat. The hips settle into the mat. The palms of your hands can reach down towards the mat to give energy, or palms can face up towards the sky to receive energy. Closing the eyes or keeping a soft gaze here. Bringing full awareness of any sensations of our spine, our upper back, middle back, low back, and our hips. Quieting the mind by focusing on the breath. Anytime you feel or notice you're lost in thought, come back to the awareness of breath. Taking a few more mindful breaths here in your Shavasana. And when you're ready, gently rolling over onto the right side, stacking knees on top of each other, perhaps laying on the right bicep. And when you're ready, with great awareness, gently pressing into the left hand, working your way up to an easy seated position. Eyes may stay closed or keeping a gentle gaze. Noticing the grounding through the sits bones. Palms may still come to the knees, facing down or facing up. Or perhaps you find our mudra from the beginning of practice. Bring our thumbs into our palms, clasping the thumbs with our fingers, making them into fists, extending the pinkies to touch. As we did at the start of practice, using your breath to imagine a wave of energy cascading from your neck down the upper back, the middle back, the low back, the fluid running down and up the spine, flowing the breath out towards our hips into the ground. Then release this gesture, gently wiggling out the hands, rolling the wrists, the fingers. Gently open and flutter the eyes open. And we'll end here. So palms coming to heart center. Thank yourselves for coming to practice today and giving mindful love to your body. I hope you all continue to stay warm and safe today in your locations, and wishing you all stability so that you don't fall on the ice like I did this morning. So with that, thank you for joining me for practice this morning. As always, namaste.